G'day folks, Cortezerino here again. I'm at World Spawn. So I was starting to get worried because I was doing my thing where I carry my bed around and break it and pick it up, and I realised, hang on, if I die I'm going to end up back here with nothing, and we had no way of getting back to the city. So, been doing a bit of work. I've put a portal in that goes all the way back to the city now, made a little passage for it. So yes, that could have been a disaster. If I'd appeared here, I would have had to mine for obsidian and make a portal and go from there. But I've also been doing a little bit of work in here. I've brought some villagers over. I've only just done it, so I haven't fed them yet, but I've got 2 guys down there, and I'm making an iron farm. No, it's no Iron Titan, but the Iron Titan will go here, but we won't be building that for a while. We're in the first few days of Season 2, so I don't know when we're eventually going to make the Titan, or even in 1.11, is it going to have some problems? I don't know yet. So I've just made a little iron farm here, and it's my underground design. I did a tutorial for a hidden iron golem farm. This is an improved version with the doors facing in a different direction. Means we can have less glass up the top showing, and the top spawning pad can also be quite a bit larger. So there's nothing too fancy down here. You just climb down to collect your iron, and I need to go get some trap chests and bring them in here. But yep, not operational as yet. Let's put the armor back on. And oh, this is the first time that I've moved villagers through the nether. They are frustrating. Like, I only had to bring 2 guys here, and the first guy, everything went perfectly, and I got him in there, but the second guy was a pest. So I had him coming out here, and I had this all blocked off so he couldn't run away, and I just had a dispenser with a minecart in it there with some rail set up. Problem is, once I got him out here, I'm standing here trying to hit the button for the dispenser, couldn't do it, and he kept just going back through the portal. I think I brought him through 3 times, and he just kept going back through. So then he'd wind up on this side, and he'd get stuck in corners, and I couldn't move him, and I had to put him back in the minecart. But then I found, like, if he was just walking around, I could push him out of the portal and then try and push him back in, and he just would not go through. It took me a while to figure it out, but if I brought him out here, I had to put him back in the minecart and then run him into the portal, break the minecart, and then he would go through. But yeah, that took a little while to figure out. But that's the way to do it, guys. If you're having trouble pushing them through the portal, just get them in there in the minecart. But entities in minecarts don't go through portals, apparently. But once you got him sitting there, break the minecart, and that's all you need to do. Whoa, oh, I thought that was a drop-off for a second. Let's put that back. I've got to clean up all this rail. So, not exactly an Iron Titan, but it is our first iron farm on the server. So let's just name him so everyone knows what it is. Iron Kitten. There we go. Lovely. I've got to go get some food for these villagers and some trap chests. So I think there's only a few of us on the server who have actually been to the nether at the moment. So I think they'll be pretty pleased when they get here to see that it's all nice and safe. You know, we're not out in an open area. And I've started to signpost things so you don't get lost. That way to the city, that way to the Iron Kitten. That's going to baffle people when they see that. I hope no one discovers it for a while, because I want the iron. Alright, so the base has undergone some changes since last episode. I think this was all basically the same, except I've knocked out this wall and started putting in a passage. Now, you might recognise this if you've watched my really old wine cellar tutorial. It was probably the 3rd video I ever made, and the quality's pretty rubbish. But this is the design I used in that, and I'm using that design here because I want my base, like my base is in the slums. I want it to look pretty slummy, and there's nothing too fancy about these materials I'm using here. Only thing is, in my wine cellar tutorial, I had oak wood everywhere, which was fine because it was hidden behind these wine barrels. But it was starting to make my eyes bleed in this space, so I've been going around and changing out a lot of the oak wood for stone. So just a bit of decoration here. So let's fight. Come on. I've got good armor now. I can take you guys. Come on. Yeah. Don't come into my house. So just got a bit of decoration. A few crates and stuff lying around. The old grape press. So I might have to build a little vineyard outside somewhere. Although you wouldn't have them in the slums, would you? I don't know. Bit of extra storage. This is how I'm doing my lighting. So obviously I haven't done this section properly yet, but it's just a torch underneath the piston. It goes really nicely with the oak wood floor, and the light, because this is a transparent block, will come up through the piston. And we've got the path block floor. Looks like hardened earth. Bit more work I need to do there, but the base is coming along. I'm not sure where I was up to exactly on this, if I'd done any of this. Had I done any of this last episode? Who knows. Bit of extra storage here, and here's the main room. As you can see, I still need to change out some of the oak wood. Very painful on the eyes. So I've done a bit of a different floor, and I've got a basic item sorter in. Like usually I go for a really fancy, like my 5 item per chest item sorter, but 1.11 is 1 week away for me at the moment, so shulker boxes are coming in, although we haven't been to the end yet, and we probably won't be going there for a while. So, and can I get in there? Full inventory. So all I've done down, I'm going to have to break too much stuff to get out there. I've just got a tiny little item sorter, just for the 5 big items. So stone, cobblestone, netherrack, blah, blah, blah. And then in the chest above the stone, I'm just throwing in all the things you can make from stone, all the stuff you can make from cobble. Above the netherrack, I've got all the nether materials, and I keep torches in there too because it goes well with the glowstone. And nothing in these 2 chests, so I'll just be overflow. But it's all pretty simple, and I've got furnaces here. I'm doing it manually at the moment because I want the XP, but I have set up my super smelter in case I want to mass smelt glass or something like that. So this is from the very first video I ever made. This one, you just switch on the clock and you can feed your items into the top chest, and they'll evenly distribute between all of these furnaces. It does have a problem, this design, if you throw in different kinds of materials. So throw in a few stacks of sand, all of them will be divvied up between the 4 furnaces, but if you throw in anything after that, for some reason the second lot will only go between 2. But it's a cool design. I had someone in the base the other day, and they just stopped and stared at this thing, didn't know what it was. So what else have we done? Yeah, I got an ender chest finally, thanks to Coop Dizzle. He gave it to me, and we've been selling the mending books. So got a few heads here. It's looking good. When I started selling my mending books for player heads, I thought, oh yeah, 2 people would just get together and kill each other and then come buy some books. I think there's been a little bit of murdering going on though. So I might just check upstairs to see if we got another book. So I've changed my entrance here. It used to be just a little hole in the ground trapdoor, but I've built myself a house. Let's head up there. Not much to look at on the inside, but here I'm selling the heads. So mending books, or selling the books, mending books, one player head per book. Cortezerino head not accepted. I put that in as an afterthought when the murdering started happening. Don't need these guys murdering me and then selling me my own head. Alright, still got 1 book there. And not a lot upstairs here. Haven't done much with this room. And the very top room, just got a little garden going on here. Growing some carrots. Nothing too fancy. Bit of a view. What's going on inside? No one's really building out there. On the other side though, Coop Dizzle's been busy, and we've been getting together and figuring out what we're doing with this area here. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and we will get to that in a tick. So let's have a look at my house here. I got a hey, Logan's here. I got a photo of a Minecraft house, and I sort of just copied it. Hey dude. So it's a nice little house though. I do plan to do like a few of these all together, just tiny little ones, because I didn't want to do a mansion type thing like we're in the slums. I kind of want to convert this area, just my little spot here, into a nice sort of town area. So like I have a street going through here and a few of these houses, and I'll be bunching them up nice and close. And over here, I'm building a crane. I know it looks like a train. Oh, his modded series is so good, Lurgan's. Well, it's Muse's Modded Mania. You got to check it out. It's very funny. I never watch modded videos, but I've been watching that one. So these railway tracks, great design by Dragon Tech, who's building over there at the moment, and I've nicked his design. Oh, early game. Like I built the iron kitten, and I thought, oh yeah, we're getting some iron in now. I can afford all these anvils. That was the last of my iron. I managed to finish all I wanted to, but yeah, we've got no iron left, and I know BC's doing a big build with iron at the moment, so I sort of stopped doing this because I need to address the iron issue. But basically, this is a crane that will go back and forth a little bit on these tracks just to give it some mobility, and I'll be building it up, I don't know how high, and it will be tucked in between these houses with not much room to move around, but it'll be able to pick stuff up from down below and bring it over to here. And the plan is I'm going to have some sort of conveyor belty thing. I'm thinking 2 huge cogs coming out of the mountainside with a platform so I can take stuff up to a bit higher, and I'll just run up there somehow. Parkour! So somewhere up to here, and I'll go inside the mountain, and then on this side of the mountain we've got a really cool cliff here. And I thought, because we've got the ocean there, we might be doing some small docks. Like there's going to be a docks area in the city, but you know, we might as well do a tiny one here. And I thought this slope would be really cool to have a big cave opening where balloons and stuff can fly in and pick up goods or drop off goods. So this crane is going to be part of that idea, be bringing goods up to a conveyor belt to go in there, inside the mountain, and deliver stuff off. Hey, I've got a guest. Who's that? Oh, that's Lurgan. Mending books for sale in the house. So yes, I've partly completed. It's the best hole in the world. It is, mate. It is. Partly completed this, and I just thought, well, I know BC really wants some iron at the moment, and I've gone and used up all my reserves. Uh-oh, I think he's planning on killing me. Yeah, but not mine. Off he goes. Oh, and this is pretty neat on this side. Got a cool little conveyor belty type thing. Let's get up a little bit higher so we can see it better. Let's just watch my back. I don't know if Logan wants to kill me. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. Spins around there to turn the wheels, and I'm going to do some sort of engine on the inside. I think I need some magma blocks. Because I found a cool thing if you, well, other people have found it now, but if you put a water running onto a magma block, it'll occasionally evaporate it and you get a hiss of steam. And I thought this would be cool if it's occasionally hissing some steam. So I'll put a bit of that in there. And anyway, crane's not complete, so not much to look at just yet. But the iron issue is something I've been working on. So I've been back at spawn because we're doing iron kitten number 2. Oh, and this is neat. This house is on stilts. So to get my little ladder going down, I've just randomly stacked some crates underneath. So it doesn't look like anything, but my ladder goes down in between them. So before we head back to spawn to do the next iron farm, I'll show you what's been happening. Not much here. Like I've pretty much settled on this is all the librarians I'm going to have. I'm getting enough lag from them at the moment, and people can still come in here and trade and get some books if they need it. But obviously I'm not storing my mending guy here. I've sort of moved on for that, and I know I said I wasn't going to do it this series, like build a half decent villager trading hall, because I'm going to be building a community one. I needed somewhere to store the mending guys, so let's just go into my super secret area. And here we are. So, secret door right there, and hopefully no one will find it. Unless they're on their camera accounts, they can see through the ground. And they'll go, oh, that's where he's keeping them. It kind of looks like a stables, though. I need to replace this floor. It looks like these guys are barnyard animals. Oh, it was even worse before I put the stone in. It was all oak before then. Oh, it was terrible. So this is kind of like the design I used last season, but it's really, really dumbed down. So I've got my villager breeder. These guys come in from my villager breeder, and I can just release a minecart with that, and you'll see it down there. It's really laggy at the moment. I've got too many villagers here, so once it picks a guy up, it'll yeah. See that he's just sitting there for some reason. That shouldn't happen. That's a bit of lag. And delivers him over here, and if he's basically he's not a librarian, I don't want him, so I'll put him in the lava. But this is a bit laggy with this too. Sometimes I've got to press that 3 or 4 times. So to get them down, to pick which spot I want to put them in, I've just got levers up there, so I can jump up, flick the lever, and it's saying put him in this spot, and then to turn it off, use the lever again. So I've just got a what are they, activator rails up there that'll knock them out of the minecart and they'll drop down. They take a bit of damage, but they're okay. So I've got 2 mending guys, one for 34 emeralds. He's expensive. A better guy here for 30, but my guy last season was selling them for 10. So yep, the mending books are coming in pretty slow. So this base isn't really much to look at, but it is just a starter base, something to get me going. So I could, little road to nowhere here, I could do a lot of work on it, and I'll do a little bit, but yeah, I won't go too nuts with this area, because we've got other builds we want to get going on, which pretty much have to wait, a lot of them, until we get the Titan up and running. Alrighty, so back at spawn, I really want to get a second iron farm up and running before I finish my crane, because I know BC is going to be wanting the iron, and I'm completely out now building all those anvils for that small railway track. And I don't know what we're up to here, so there's a little bit more come in, but that's for BC. So I plan to be doing pretty much exactly the same design I'm doing here as my underground one that I like to build. And like, it would be easier for me to build one over there up in the air, but I don't like the look of them. You know, I like to hide my golem farms. Problem is, to get these guys more than 64 blocks apart, that island is not quite far enough away. So this one's looking a little different. Dave got killed by a zombie. So we ran out of room on this island. I had to build this out a little bit. So obviously it's not in the ground, so this gives me some complications, because iron golems can still spawn another 2 blocks out from the design I'm using here. So I'm going to have to be careful not to leave any spawning spaces down there. And putting half slabs down does not work with iron golem farms. If there's a spawnable block underneath the half slab, or if you put glass there, it'll just spawn on that block. So indubitably cool. This is what I'm doing. It's still at ground level, so you can't see it from over there. It's nice and hidden. And this is basically what the other one over there would look like if you could see it, if it wasn't buried underground. So I've got the floor, or the top level here, and we'll jump down. And this is 4 high, gives the golems plenty of space to spawn, and I'll just have the water flowing toward the center here, and we've got a second platform down the bottom. And have I got a way of getting in there? Yes, I do. And this is the same size as the platform up the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 12 by 12. And when you place the water, you need to place one there, there, and then one just above up there. And that gets the water all flowing toward the center. And I've got ocean here, so I have to do a bit of maneuvering down there. So basically, on this bottom one, you build the wall up 3 blocks, and then that's where you start placing your doors. And yeah. And the floor for the top level up here lines up with the top half of the door. And I've just got 10 doors on each side, and 2 glass blocks in the middle here. So all of these doors, well, I've got 5 here facing toward the glass blocks and another 5 on that side, and that's on each wall. So because those doors are facing that glass block, they're all valid doors, they're all seeing the sunlight, and that's how I get it to work. But yeah, because we don't have earth all around us, getting them not to spawn outside might be a little bit tricky. I'll probably have to build up the walls all around here just to eliminate all these spawning spaces. So I'm going to get to work on finishing this, and hopefully I don't stuff it up and we come back here and there's golems walking around the bottom of the ocean. So I'm going to do this, and then we're going to finish my crane. Alrighty, Iron Kitten number 2 is complete, not without some problems. When I put the villagers in here, I left my ladder there, so they've all been pushing themselves up the ladder, and there were heads sticking out of the dirt here. So to avert another zombie apocalypse, I've just buried them a little bit. It's a bit tacky, but oh well, this isn't permanent. And around the edges, that extra 2 spaces of spawning area for the golems, I've built this up because up here is out of the spawning range, and then the dirt underneath I've dug down. That's well under the spawning range now. Gosh, it's dark down there. And I completed this the other day, and let's have a look. Yes, the iron is pouring in. These villagers, they breed fast. Although this second iron golem farm, its existence is no longer a secret, so we have to share the iron now. It has been raided a few times. Ooh, nighttime. I think I've lit the place up. Anyway, we might end it here because the episode once again is running long, though I did finish my crane, and BC was kind enough to jump onto his camera account and do a few flybys for me. So we will end the episode with a few shots of that. So cheers from me. I'm Cortezerino. See you later.